Welcome to my YouTube channel, where my approach is to share with you relationship advice centered around breakups in a conversational manner as if I am there with you. Relationships, especially the time following a breakup, is one of the worst things we can go through in life, but it doesn't have to be. I'm here to guide you through it. You're not alone. Attachment styles. This was also something else I was not familiar with until only recently after one of my previous breakups. I believe that attachment styles go hand in hand with our love languages. If you're interested about love languages, I previously made a video on love languages that you should check out. But I hope that this video will help you as much as it did for me in understanding some of the reasons that caused my relationship to fail. There are 4 attachment styles in total: secure, avoidant, anxious, and disorganized. Now, for secure, it is the ideal attachment style. You were raised by your caretaker, and you were essentially never neglected, and that you have a positive outlook on the world, and you're just very secure and confident in who you are. Now, for those of us who are avoidant, these are the people that seems to not trust others or have a difficult time trusting others, and it's very difficult for them to talk about their feelings. There are those that are anxious, essentially very needy and insecure. And lastly, those who are disorganized, they are the ones that have experienced a lot of trauma in their upbringing, especially in their youth. I believe that your love languages and your attachment style goes hand in hand, and it is based off of your upbringing and how your parents, your caretakers, how they raised you. And I recommend that if you want to take a deep dive into attachment styles, there is a wonderful coach on YouTube named Coach Craig Kenneth. He's a bit cheesy, but he's an accredited individual and has a wealth of knowledge about this, and he has a background in it. I, on the other hand, I'm just simply someone that just wants to have a conversation with you. The irony is that most of us are attracted to our opposites. So for those of us who are anxious and needy, we tend to be attracted to those who are more avoidant, that they don't talk about their feelings as much. And vice versa. Those who are avoidant tend to be more drawn towards those who are anxious and needy. And this is what Coach Craig Kenneth and another coach that I follow, Coach Rory from the Love Chat, have coined the anxious avoidant trap. And essentially what that means is that what you seek, you'll never get. Avoidant types, they tend to want a lot of space, whereas anxious and needy types, we freak out at the thought of giving space because we want to be close. We want to feel connected with our partner. I'm going to mention another coach here. He's a great coach, but in this context, Coach Corey Wayne recommends to stay away from people with disorganized attachment styles. He says that there's just too much baggage to deal with. And although I agree with him, and I agree with what he's trying to employ, I also find it very rude and very judgmental. We don't choose how we were brought up and raised. It just happens the way it does. And no one expects to deal with trauma, such as rape, abuse, and finances, things such in that nature. And I'd like to bring up another example. One of my recent ex, she was a disorganized attachment style. Simply put, they've experienced a lot of trauma in their past. And this trauma was brought into our relationship. And those who are dating a disorganized individual may find that they need to be a lot more patient. Unfortunately, I wasn't as patient as I thought I was, and it took a mental toll on me. Disorganized individuals are a combination of both anxious and avoidant. And they're very, very fun individuals to be around, and they're wonderful people. They're very, very fun, and they're very optimistic. But again, they encompass both of these avoidant and anxious tendencies. And I feel that in order for you to be able to date someone such as this, you must be fully secure yourself and have a tremendous amount of patience. I also want to point out that Attachment styles can be seen as a spectrum. It isn't indefinite, and this can shift over time from one place to another. But ultimately, first by understanding the different attachment styles and being aware of not only yours, but your partner's, it will help you in becoming a more secure individual and a more secure partner. I often talk about communication as being one of the strongest foundation in any healthy relationship, and it really is. If you're an avoidant and you find it difficult to talk about your feelings, you can talk about this with your partner. Schedule a time and day and write out your thoughts and feelings, and ask for space. At the least, the line of communication is there, and it'll help your partner in understanding you more, and that you're simply not just running away from the problems or stonewalling them. And on the flip side, if you're anxious, you must learn to give space to your partner when they ask for it, not to over pursue, and ultimately just trust them, especially if they're going out for the evening with friends or colleagues, whatever it may be. Instead, simply just let them know that you wish to talk with them and that you'll give them as much space as they need. And when they're ready to talk, you'll be all ears. Because I used to be anxious, and I recommend a contingency plan. If you're feeling anxious, call a close friend or a relative and talk with them about what you want to do. But ensure that no actions are taken, such as stalking, phone calls, and texts of that nature. Give them space, be patient, and you must learn to self-soothe your own anxiety. I hope that this video helps you in your path of personal growth and better understanding of not only yourself, but yourself in relation to others. And remember that you're not alone. Everything will be okay. I promise.